This episode is sponsored by FX's Kindred, the original series only on Hulu. Based on Octavia E. Butler's best-selling novel, FX's Kindred centers on Dana James, a young Black woman and aspiring writer. Dana begins to settle into her new home in Los Angeles and is violently pulled back and forth in time. She emerges at a 19th century plantation and is confronted with secrets she never knew ran through her blood. FX's Kindred, all episodes now streaming only on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Smart Food, the sweet, salty snack you need this holiday season. Air Pop Popcorn, tossed in delicious white cheddar cheese, or mixed with sweet caramel and cheddar. It's the perfect snack for your smart holiday party. Shop now at snacks.com.
Have you watched Elvis?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Everyone talks about how good it is.
Okay, so here's what it is.
Yeah.
It is Moulin Rouge, but Elvis.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is,
Yeah,
right?
because it's same.
Quick cuts, same director.
Yeah.
Quick cuts.
Love him.
Very music video-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it just because of what it was.
Yeah.
I think they skipped over a lot of Elvis stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to the point where whatever, but I listened to a lot of the music. I did not realize that the one big tour he went on when he played the Astrodome, I saw him there. I was very, very little, but I didn't realize we were at that last kind of tour thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's like, have you ever been to Graceland?
Yes.
It's
I got
crazy.
the TCB thing up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like my best friend's husband has the TCB lightning bolt tattoo. And it's when you walk in there, you just like feel, it's like a weird feeling.
It is a very weird feeling.
It's so cool though.
It's a cool place.
But it's kind of heavy.
It is very, that's a very good word for it.
It's because I don't know. It's like you're sitting in like all of his like despair. You know.
what I've kind of gleaned over the years from all the stuff, and especially from this movie, Elvis just wasn't a real smart guy. You know, he was very talented, but backwoods.
He had a rough.
He had a
growing
rough
up.
one.
Yeah.
His dad was just an idiot. His dad mismanaged everything, like so many other child stars and stuff. You know. You end up feeling bad for him. And, and obviously Colonel Tom Parker was just he was just a circus guy, you know.
Yeah, and I think he pushed and pushed and pushed.
1,000%.
I mean,
this movie honestly is more about Colonel Tom Parker than it is Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that, and that people realizing that like, oh, maybe this wasn't just Elvis going off the deep end. He had a reason to go off the deep end because he was so pushed.
He did.
You know?
The one thing he wanted to do was an international tour. Never allowed to do it.
Yeah.
And so, and that reason was because Colonel Tom Parker had a deal with the mob and the casinos. And then even after Elvis died, he stayed in the casinos and just got rid of all his money just with slots and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
I know. And it's sad. Like it's, you know, and then that's when like back then at least was the start of when artists like didn't own any of their own stuff. Like,
you
know, so like he dies and who reaps the benefits of that?
Basically,
you know, it's kind of like it's hard to.
Basically, the story they tell here is when he tried to split from Colonel Tom Parker. Colonel Tom put together this big long list of money he was owed starting in like 1955, and had he paid that, he would have been completely broke, and so he had to stay with Parker until he died. So
I know
it sucked.
I know,
but for you, as somebody who has been in that industry and enjoys good sets and things like that,
I've heard that
you really should watch it for that reason.
I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
that's really
it's gorgeous.
I mean, like, you know, Moulin Rouge, you know, is one of my favorite like set movies.
It's a great movie though too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's one of the first mashups with like music and stuff.
Yeah.
That, and then what's the one with the guy on the back of the horse? He was a knight.
Guy on the back of a horse.
It was a knight. He was riding a horse. He was in a like the jousting thing.
Knight's Tale?
Yeah.
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's a great movie too,
Yes.
because of the mashup. Had you just told that story regular, it probably wouldn't have been as good.
Right, and it's like how like the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet, how they modernized it. You know, it's like Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette, how it's kind of modernized.
I haven't seen that one yet.
What?
What?
That
You
came
haven't
out
seen Elvis? I hadn't seen
early.
that.
No, it came out in like early 2000s
Yeah, okay. I was
with
busy.
Kirsten Dunst.
I had something going on.
Oh my
I don't know.
God, it's great because there's like a lot of like modernized kind of.
I love those movies.
Yeah.
I love musicals. And so when they start mashing up current music with old stories and things, I think it's so cool.
Yeah, no, it's really neat.
It's what led to Hamilton.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, all of that stuff.
And it has a different generation will appreciate it, and understand it.
Sure.
You know, they'll go, oh, this makes sense because there's songs in this that I know. You know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I like that kind of stuff.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Kate, how are you?
Hi. Oh my
We've been
God.
talking for like 40 minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time we're like,
Well, we have to warm up,
yeah, we do.
right? We got
have
to warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every time we're like, it's early.
Well, this is weird too because it's on a Tuesday.
I know.
I was gone yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Had a funeral in Brady, Texas.
It's a long drive from here.
It was, but my wife drove. She's made the drive numerous times because that was her grandmother that passed. She is able to make that drive in
With her eyes
just a little over 2 hours.
What?
Yeah. So I had to hold on.
I was about to say.
It was very fast.
It takes me 3 hours to get to Fredericksburg.
She gets in that Charger and she just.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, because that thing is just.
super surprised we don't get pulled over. We don't.
Well, and that
run into a tree.
That drive is like not like highways.
No, it's all side. Yeah.
It's like 2 lanes,
There's
some 4
some
lanes.
not so good roads there too.
Yeah. The potholes and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like.
I just so badly wanted to go into the Goodwill there in Brady. Just to
Oh,
see
I've
what
been
they
in that
had.
Goodwill.
Really?
Yeah. There's I've stopped at there's a gas
Seems
station.
like they would have some
stopped
cool
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Gas station coffee there, by the way, sucks.
Oh
It's
yeah.
very bad. Yeah. Sorry, Brady, but your coffee's
Well,
bad.
it's Brady.
They have a coffee shop, but it's only open until like 9 a.m. or something. I'm like, it's
Yeah, because
9:01.
everyone's a
I want some
cowboy
coffee.
and they wake up at like 4.
I guess, yeah.
And then they're like,
yeah.
oh, 9 a.m., your whole day's done.
Well, it was weird to me, too, because it's like Brad's Coffee Shop or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Serving Starbucks coffee, which I guess
Sure.
they're just getting the beans or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Brady.
Mm-hmm. But the grandmother was 104 years old,
Yeah.
so there were a couple of signs that she might not have been doing so well.
Yeah. She outlived a lot of her friends.
She outlived every one of her friends, I believe.
Oh.
I think she had one bridge partner left.
Oh.
Yeah, lady came up and introduced herself as her final bridge partner.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm her final bridge partner. Oh,
That's what she said, yeah.
God.
And then I was introduced to the lady who had been staying with her, kind of taking care of her, and I'm assuming through a healthcare agency. She was introduced as the one who found her. And I was like, that's not the way you introduce people.
And this is the one who found her. Oh my God. Oh.
The one who found her.
God.
That's rough, though, right?
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Yeah. Well.
Oh man.
Nah, it was good. It was good. Saw a lot of people that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Her uncle, just a fantastic guy. Anyway, it was fun. I mean, for a funeral.
Is your wife? How's your wife doing?
Oh, she's great. She's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew, and she's super strong. She
and
doesn't. That kind of stuff doesn't really bother her.
104.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
You've lived a good life.
You've been ready for 10 years. You know. Well, like they said, her husband died like 25 years ago, so she's been just alone.
Yeah.
We did go into the house. There's approximately 30 cats in that house at this point. Doesn't smell great. But
Smells like cats.
anyway, was able to get some of my wife's dad's pottery and things out of there.
That's
so that's
amazing.
cool. He was an amazing potter.
Really?
like lattice stuff and
Oh,
just
I
intricate.
love that.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to send you some pictures
Yeah.
sometime because you would appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
Very,
That's-
very talented dude. Just had a rough time at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gosh, I wish my grandparents were potters. That's cool. Dang. Yeah, and my grandpa was like a farmer, so
well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, farming's important.
I know he ran over my brother with a tractor one time.
Did he?
Yeah, like a big case tractor, like the ones you have to like climb the ladder to get into.
Did it do anything to your brother?
It rained. Thank God. It would have killed my brother. But
So he sunk into the mud.
he ran over. My brother tripped and I think my brother fell
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
and then the tractor ran over my brother's arm, so it just sunk down in the mud.
Wow.
Yeah, but
yeah, had he been on a hard surface, he'd be
Oh.
in trouble. Yeah.
yeah. And then my grandpa was like, he's fine. Like we would like flip the 4-wheelers
Yeah.
like in the levee
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
back of our
yeah.
farm,
Yeah.
and he'd just be like, "You good? You bleeding? Any bones sticking out? You're fine."
You guys could have broke your neck.
Oh, and like we were
Those
in the
things are
back
so
of 150
dangerous.
acres.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, we were
We-
doing insane stuff. He's like, "You're fine."
We had one of those for our kids. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we had 5 teenagers in the house at one time. And so we just go, you know.
Uh-huh,
and
that's what we did.
Because behind us, we had this huge field.
Mm-hmm.
It's now full of houses. But
Yeah.
we would just kind of let them go. And I can't tell you the number of times they flipped. And,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't great parenting, but
I think it's great
something's got to happen. You know?
because
I mean,
kids now you're like go outside and they're like, "What?
yeah,
What?"
Yeah.
Like,
scared of the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we would go to our grandparents' house and they'd be like, "All right, like don't mess with if you see a coyote, don't mess with it." And you know, and like my brother like drove his truck into the pond
Oh,
and
neat.
like, you know, just like
That happens.
just like
Sure.
stuff like that. My mom got a pony one time there
Mm-hmm.
and it was Corey.
Okay.
And then like my grandpa unloaded it when she was
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
It kicked my mom in the face and my grandpa loaded it right back up and said, no,
No ponies.
no ponies.
Wow.
Yeah. Like all of our like pet donkeys are all buried there. And
Pet donkeys.
oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We had
That's a phrase you don't hear very often. Pet
donkeys
donkey.
are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, they protect your cattle from coyotes.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Just with their braying and stuff? Or
yeah,
what?
and so like what they'll do is like when it's like calves, we call it calf season, but like all the calves stay in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like a circle of all the like adult cattle around
Right.
them at night,
Adult cattle.
and then like there's donkeys that will just kind of like post at positions
Wow.
around them.
Oh.
And if you hear coyotes, they'll just like the donkeys will just like the donkeys can kill like a donkey can kill a coyote.
Is a donkey half mule, half horse?
So we had
Okay.
Bethlehem donkeys.
Okay.
So it's like supposedly the donkey that like Mary rode
Ooh
through
la la.
Bethlehem. So it's it has like a cross on its back. It's like gray.
For
They have
real?
they have a stripe down its spine and a cross from shoulder to shoulder, just like
Oh,
directly
wow.
up and across.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're
I didn't know
Bethlehem
that.
donkeys. They're the best.
I've seen them. They seem to have different personalities.
They do.
All of them.
Yeah. I mean, and they'll live forever. We had one, Ivy.
Well, not forever because you got
I mean,
some buried out there.
Yeah, but Ivy I think lived 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time for a donkey.
Yeah. I
Huh.
mean, yeah. And then also, if you kill a coyote, you hang them on your fence.
Yeah, to
Keeps-
warn the other coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So I remember
get
being
that.
little and being like, "Is that a dead dog?"
That's fun.
Yeah. I know. Learned a lot when I was a kid.
Farm
really.
smells great.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to get started?
Yeah.
Let's do it. You got the Lowe's bag.
I have it. Gosh, this thing is just rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. Blind pick. Oh, I
Always.
feel a naked tape. Okay. Oh, this is good. I love this. This is not a tape we've had before. It's a Maxell XLII-S 90, but it's shaped weird.
It is shaped weird.
Like it's got a black matte. It almost feels metal.
yeah.
Like feel that. It's almost like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
like-
super.
Yeah,
hard
but you
and-
know, I think the context, not the context,
the contents.
the contents of the. Well, is that copyrighted?
I don't know.
But it's too good because
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says right before we play this, it says Jane Fonda's WO.
workout.
Yeah, so I'm assuming workout. Here we go.
That sounds awful.
Depeche
some-
Mode?
Did someone record?
Isn't that who that is? Isn't that Depeche Mode?
Did someone record over their mom's workout tape?
I don't really see Jane Fonda working out to Depeche Mode.
No, that was after she would have done these workout tapes.
Yes.
Have you seen Grace and Frankie?
I have not.
Oh,
is it good?
My God.
Yeah.
I know people have certain feelings about Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
She's not the star. I don't either. She is not the star of this. She is a
Lily Tomlin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Martin Sheen and the guy from some cop show.
Love him.
Or Law and Order. He's from Law and Order.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's incredible.
It's just funny.
Yeah, and like Mr. Papa Giorgio from Vegas Vacation. Ethan Embry or whatever.
Yeah, see, you're not getting me on Vegas Vacation. Yeah, that's a rough one.
What?
I don't like that movie.
What?
Don't like it.
That is a quotable movie in our household.
Is it?
Oh, to this day, I won. Yeah. Oh yeah. My dad still does that on like
All right,
Christmas.
I'll give it another.
Mr. Papa
go.
Giorgio, are you kidding? It's so good. And then
Vegas Vacation.
yeah, National
Really?
Lampoon's Vegas
Yeah, I know which one
Vacation.
you're talking about.
When she sings with,
I didn't think it was Better Homes and Gardens.
with what's his name?
Wayne Newton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's so funny.
All right, you got me.
And Cousin Eddie,
I know Cousin Eddie's
he
actually
is
crazy now.
actually
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
You've seen those hotel tapes?
No.
Like where he goes in that hotel with that woman he married and they put on masks and have sex and stuff?
No.
It's weird. Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
I do, because you feel like something just flipped. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like Jim Carrey, but to a greater extent.
But also Jim Carrey's been through some trauma.
Jim Carrey has been through some trauma, but he blames it on the Man on the Moon movie.
Yeah. But I don't know.
think that's all of it, though.
No, I think Hollywood also has treated him awful too.
Sure. Yeah.
There's even like when I was like working there and stuff, I heard like some things and I was like, no.
I listened to Fly on the Wall with David Spade and the other guy, and they talk about Saturday Night Live all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jim Carrey tried out for Saturday Night Live and got rejected because they felt he was too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird to listen to how they picked their people, though. Like, we need a fat guy, we need a black guy, we need a woman with a limp, we need, all of this stuff. Like,
I know.
So nutty.
It's so wild. Did you know Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek?
Oh, I did know that. Yeah.
And he had like recorded like half of Shrek's voiceover stuff.
because that stuff's out there. Mm-hmm. There's also the gritty Shrek. Like, there's some footage of how Shrek was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And he is gross. Mm-hmm. Like, scary.
Yeah. And there's like a lot
and Shrek is so good.
It's a classic.
Shrek's a great movie.
Like, they've really, and now it's like had a resurgence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like,
well, I think because Mike Myers did that thing and he met Shrek, during the movie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mike Myers is a very funny guy, but he's also a guy that's super weird.
You have to be a character actor like that.
Maybe so.
You have to be like a really strange.
Dana Carvey, that's the other guy.
Oh my God, church lady.
Yeah.
I love
Dana Carvey and David Spade are very good together.
They remind me of. I mean, they are like the same person to me.
A little bit, yeah. Carvey's just got so much more energy.
Yeah, and David Spade's just like, yeah, man.
Have you ever watched the Dana Carvey show?
Yeah.
The one that came on ABC?
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the funniest
There's
things. It's so weird. But it's so funny.
a documentary.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is very good.
And he's just like, yeah, we got canceled and we got this and like they hated me and they wanted me just to do church lady the whole time and I was like, no.
You forget all the people that were involved in that too.
Well, and like when you did that like I think it was like a cold open as like George W. Bush about like 9/11 or something, and they were like, nope.
I just love how they knew they were going to be canceled, and so they started taking on those sponsors, and so it'd be Taco Bell presents Dana Carvey show.
Yeah,
or whatever. It was
they were just like,
so good.
Whatever.
Yeah, they didn't care.
No.
All right, we're back to the front of this thing.
Yeah.
Let's see if we hear any Jane Fonda.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was just someone. That was someone totally recorded over this.
Yeah, that's all that is.
That was just like pushing of the buttons.
Oh, poor Jane Fonda.
I know.
She gone.
I wanted to hear her being like, and bend, and
And
whatever.
bend, and stretch, and 1, and 2. Vietnam. It's bad. No.
God, I know. What was her name? What was her like nickname?
Hanoi Jane.
Yes. Yeah.
Hanoi Jane.
That was
really, really insightful.
It's pretty interesting how she kind of like still has a career. Oh, someone totally recorded over all this.
They recorded over both sides.
Yeah. Well.
Too bad.
So much.
Too bad. Still a kick-ass looking tape.
I know. Speaking of, remember last...
You pick one.
Soundtrack day?
Yeah, soundtrack day.
Remember the first ones? We were like, what is this? And we were like, the backup singer. My mom listened to it.
She knew what it was?
She called me. She goes, I got these. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, I had these. So she was a part of the church choir.
Yeah.
And they were given those because like the choir directors would be like, I'm not giving you a cassette with the words, you have to sing, but like to practice, you're going to sing with a backup choir and all the music.
For real.
And so that was like their practice tapes.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like,
that's
and then
great.
these background would be played when we would like on Sundays.
Sure.
So it sounded like
you
we
can't
were
bring in a whole string orchestra.
right.
Yeah.
So it would sound like we were a 400-person choir when there was only like 35 of us.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, this makes sense. And she was like, a little insight for the day. And I was like,
your mom helps us out so much.
She really does.
What's her nickname again?
Oh, Binky.
Binky.
Yeah. Good old mama.
All hail Binky.
Mom. I know. Oh, this one.
Another creepy one.
Remember it was the to and the from?
Yeah.
Last week? This came from the same.
This one went to James Rayner, APO, South California. So it looks, this is over on Parrot.
Uh-huh.
This may be military? APO?
APO.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So it's, again, another one of those solid plastic boxes. It's got the to and from label on the front of it. So there,
I didn't look inside. Yeah.
It's an AMPEX, and I'm just looking at side 2, and I can tell that there's a bunch of tape on the other side. When I turn it over, there's a piece of paper that's been taped to it. It says Paul on both sides of this tape. Okay.
Is there anything under that piece of paper?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Paul.
Just Paul.
Okay. Do you think I should take that off?
Probably.
Oh,
I know.
Paul. Okay. All right. Paul is on both sides of these tapes.
Paul.
Good old Paul.
I know.
I'm going to rewind it just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
There we go. It's a good way to start your day.
Yeah. Can you imagine that your alarm's like.
That's kind of my alarm, though.
We
God,
watched.
it scared the crap out of me this morning.
I had to
when it
make
went
my
off.
alarm like a soothing alarm because like it.
Do you use something that like builds up?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like do do do.
Yeah.
Because if not, I will start my day with anxiety.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
go
That's the
like
way I
it's like
started
that
today.
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Like oh God, I'm late. So I had to like start like changing my alarm and do like an easy wake up, and I get up almost. I mean. My husband might say otherwise, but I get up on the first or second try.
On the first or second try.
Yeah. It used to be like the,
Yeah.
like it was like 10 times because it would just
It's awful.
like tossle me awake. And I was like, like, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Did you say it tossles you
Yeah.
awake?
Like, ugh.
I love that phrase. I got tousled. Yeah. Whenever I wake up like that, I feel like I haven't slept well.
Yep.
You know, it's just like, oh, I just went to sleep
Yeah.
kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
But maybe I did because I'm old and I don't remember things. All right, here we go. Paul. Come on, Paul. Have something good for us. Uh-oh.
Well.
Maybe it's just the spirit of Paul on both
Oh
sides
my
of the
God.
tape.
We're releasing the spirit of
Yeah.
Paul.
Where's Paul?
Maybe he's on. Maybe he has to fast forward a little.
Maybe. Okay.
And storms make no exception.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Just in time.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't right, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.
God knows. Just in time.
I've been on a Buffy the Vampire kick.
Oh, really?
Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, he could be trapped in that tape.
I bet I've watched through that series 4 times.
I'm starting
probably.
from the beginning and, and starting it.
Yeah. My wife did that not long ago, too.
I love Angel.
Angel's a really good show.
Yeah.
Angel had a lot more comedy in it, at one point.
I love David Boreanaz, so. And that Spike actually was my favorite character. When I was little, I started watching it at like season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love Spike.
Spike
My mom was like,
Spike's a funny guy.
he's really,
He really is.
he was in what
He's
movie?
a good actor.
He's in P.S. I Love You.
Oh, yeah.
I sob through that movie every time. And I know what's coming. I'm like, like sob.
All right. We are about, I don't know,
Halfway through?
quarter of a way
Maybe?
through. Still no Paul.
Maybe the other side.
Where did Paul go?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's rewind
Ooh,
it
you
on
know what
this
you need to
one.
watch? The Munsters, the new Rob Zombie
Really?
The Munsters.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
No,
Watched
come
it twice
on.
already.
It looks so cheap.
It's okay. No.
No?
No, it's so good. Like the intro is like a shot for shot remake of like the original Munsters.
Yeah.
It's like a prequel, like how they got to.
Don't you wish it was in black and white, though?
There's parts that are in black and
Oh,
white.
are there?
So
Okay.
and it's like an ode to like the original. There's like parts where you're like, oh my God.
Because
Like
all
this
the
is-
reviews, they say it's like the worst movie he's ever made.
because it's not scary. That's everyone that loves his horror.
Really?
Like, yeah. It's
I've just never been a big fan
It's
of his
campy.
stuff. Yeah.
and
okay.
like it's
Hey, all it takes is for you to recommend it. I will try it.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The sets are amazing. Like the campiness, like the little
Yeah.
like the people that are in it, you're like, oh my God, that's blah blah blah. Like
Really?
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spoil it for
Yeah.
you.
Well, and that's the Munsters, too. They used to have a lot of stars and things, guest star. It was almost like
Exactly.
Flintstones. You
Yes.
know, Flintstones did the same thing.
Yeah, and like you know how like campy the Flintstone movie was? It's that, but it's like really vibrant colors. So
I
like
kind of love the second Flintstones movie.
me too.
It's so much
Oh
better.
my God, it's so
much
good.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's like super campy. like Sherry Moon Zombie
Yeah.
should win an award.
Really? She's really good in it?
so good. And then the guy that plays Herman, oh my God, he's so. I mean, like they.
It's just hard for me to see somebody else playing Herman, though.
But wait till you see
Really?
him.
Okay. Well, okay. All right.
Like,
I'll give it a shot.
yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
And then the guy that's like, Grandpa. Well, he's not Grandpa Munster, but
Yeah. He's an old comedian.
But it's all like people that are in Rob Zombie movies.
Oh, really?
So like, you'll be like, oh, that's blah blah blah. Oh, that and you remember them as other characters.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I just finished the Barney documentary.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No, not yet.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It leaves you feeling good, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of bad things happened,
Yeah.
but it leaves you with like, this was like one of the most pure things that's ever been produced.
Oh yeah. I have friends who were in Barney.
Really?
I have friends whose parents worked for Barney
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Because it was
They just got swallowed up by the system, is what it was. The system hated them because it was so loving and pure, and it was just
it was
this thing. They didn't want to be
simple.
anything else.
It was
yeah.
just simple.
Yeah.
And it was just
It was
like
just nice stuff for kids to watch.
yeah, and like, but it was in the same vein of Sesame Street.
And then when
But it
people
was-
when people hate on it so hard, I'm like, this is a show for like 3 to 9 year olds.
That's a huge age
That's
age
really all it
group.
is. Mm-hmm. Other than that, shut up and leave it alone.
Yeah.
Same thing with Blue's Clues, and that guy is in it. The
Steve.
original Steve. He makes some wonderful points about stuff. He's a very good speaker.
Yeah, he's really
He
intelligent.
seems
and like,
very smart. Yeah.
yeah, and I've like listened to stuff, and he's like, I quit because I wanted to go to college. Like, I wanted to also have a life.
And then he
Like,
talks about how the parallels of the hate. There was that story out there where he was dead for a long time or whatever, and he's like, "I'm here.
yeah, he's like, who?
Why are y'all
who
hating
said
on me?"
I was dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they were like, he has a drug problem, and he was
Well,
like,
he got
what?
a bunch of hate when he left, and all that. It's
I
just
know.
crazy
It's
what people
wild.
do.
I know.
All right, here we go. Other side. Come on, Paul. It's like somebody's shuffling around.
I know. This is weird.
It's like they're walking through leaves.
Or they're like,
Yeah, could be. This side is Paul eats a sandwich.
how weird.
It was really weird because there's something here.
Yeah, someone like started the tape. You could hear them like hit record.
Yeah. Paul's not there.
It's his ghost.
I'm going to have to record this one just so that we go all the way through it to see if there's anything.
And it'll just be
there.
like, hey, I'm Paul. And that's
Yeah.
it. The whole
Paul here.
Paul here. Both sides.
Do you think maybe while you play this tape, if you say Paul's name 3 times into a mirror, that Paul will appear?
Maybe.
Is this Paul? Paul.
He also just said that into his aluminum
I said
Yeti
it's
cup.
aluminum Yeti. It's the closest thing I have to a mirror.
Yeah, or like your phone, like, but don't click the screen on.
Don't even do it. Just the glass. Yeah.
Oh man,
All right. I don't think there's a Paul there.
that's rude.
Poor Paul.
It's so weird though because it's like this thing
It
is
is-
taped on it. Like,
It's all set up to be really cool.
yeah.
And it was mailed to somebody.
Well, that's
Maybe
just
Paul said something that people didn't like.
like Kanye.
Paul's. Oh God, he is. Oh,
Let's try this empty one.
what a
blank
guy.
one.
Huh? This is Sony.
What a guy.
This is a Sony HF90 Type 1. It's one of the
Oh.
clear smoky tapes. Yeah, he just needs to shut his mouth.
That's what bored people do when they don't have attention.
I guess. There's a screw loose though, right? I mean, there has to be.
You can't chalk it up to creativity.
No.
And
After
marketing
a while,
ploys.
you
You
cannot.
can't.
No.
Yeah.
Wearing your White Lives Matter shirts.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing because, you know, you don't want to criticize someone if there is actually something mentally going on with him.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, I'm like, the things you have said.
He's got to have a manager though, right?
Well, all of his like people have quit.
Mm.
And like, so I don't know, you know, and this can't just be some big marketing thing. You can't say those things
Yeah.
and use it as
We
a
saw the stuff he said about George Floyd, right?
yes.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
And I mean, and just all the stuff he's been saying, you can't say, oh yeah, it was a big marketing thing campaign for my new stuff. You
no,
can't.
mm-mm.
It's past
If you
it's
do,
past
that's
the line.
rough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Chase Bank
Yeah.
closed all of his accounts.
Oh, did they really?
They were like, you have to move. We're giving you 30 days. You have to move. We don't want. Well, Chase Bank or, you know, a lot of banks
yeah.
are owned by people who he made remarks about.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it's
Sure.
like, they're like, we don't want to associate with you.
No, who would?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
sad. And I just feel bad for his kids. And
Oh, my God. His
You know,
kids have such a
know.
rough time ahead of them.
yeah, unfortunately.
TMZ will not leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he posted about their kids' schools. Like he posted like, here's my kids. This is where my kids go to school.
My God, what an idiot.
And Kim was like, great. So like she had to like get security,
Yeah.
like crazy security. Cause she was like, I'm not uprooting my kids because this is like normal. This is their normality. Like,
How many kids?
I think they have 4.
4.
Yeah.
We were looking up the other night how long they were together.
Yeah.
It was like 9 years overall. They were married for 6 or something. Yeah.
It's just sad.
Can you imagine what went on in that household? Just the
It's-
conversations.
Yeah. And just like, yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
I feel bad. I
Yeah.
feel bad for everyone involved.
All right, let's try this smoky tape
Yeah. With nothing on it.
with nothing on it.
Maybe
Paul.
Jane Fonda and Paul. They're
Jane
doing
Fonda. Hello, this is Jane Fonda. Hello,
And-
this is Paul.
It's the original. It's the original casting tape for Grace and Frankie, but it's Jane and Paul.
Jane and Paul.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Oh my
I
God.
thought maybe I turned it down or something. There's nothing on this one either. This is just a blank tape. Oh,
This is yep.
yeah.
Yeah, my dad would start singing.
Really? You know what song that is?
Yeah, I just don't know the name of it, but I can hear my dad singing it.
You think it's the same thing on the other side?
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like I should
Well, that's
not.
at the end.
I shouldn't get tapes anymore. They're just blank.
No, you're good. You're good. Occasionally, someday we're gonna find something.
This one's interesting.
Okay. Oh man, look at this box.
I know.
This. Do I do like?
You pop it
How
up.
do I do it?
Like-
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God.
I know. It's pretty cool.
This opens like a switchblade.
Yeah,
or
it's like
something.
Memorex box.
Such a weird box. Yeah. Memorex chromium dioxide. All right.
That's what it says?
Yeah. That's what it says. See?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, is
Chromium
that a
dioxide. So
periodic table?
this is very timely. Look at you. So it's
I know.
blank on one side. On
I
the other
know.
side, we've got 3 crosses. It says Ministry of Mercy, David Dodge. It says Heavenly Halloween Parade of the Pecan. It's a white tape.
Parade of the Pecan. That is
Parade
like
of
the
the Pecan.
cutest, like most wholesome thing, though.
It kind of is, right?
Parade of the Pecan. Heavenly Halloween. I'd love to see this. It's like that lady that was like saying Hocus Pocus is putting spells on children.
That made its way all the way to Saturday Night Live
I
this
know.
last week.
Yeah. And did you see the clip? And it was like, but she celebrates like harvest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you
She
know.
has no idea where that comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
no
I'm like,
idea.
if you really Googled harvest, you wouldn't be celebrating harvest. You're picking and choosing, number one. And number two, and it was like, it like showed like, all, it's all this B-roll, of just like outside of her house and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And it was like,
yeah.
Gooch family get together or something.
Gooch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah. So,
Between that
Mm-hmm.
and 73 cars burning up at the other place, the farm, I don't want to go to a hayride or a pumpkin patch.
that's what's so crazy about. Can you imagine you like take your kids, you're thank God you don't go, I'm going to leave the dog in the car for a little bit.
Kidding, right? Yeah.
Oh,
What we're referring to, if
Yeah.
you're listening to this somewhere else, is probably 30 miles from here-ish.
Yeah.
30, 40
Yeah.
miles. There is a farm that people went out to like, I guess, pick pumpkins and have a hayride
yeah,
and all
they
that
do
stuff.
like corn maze
Yeah.
and all that fun, cute fall stuff that
What
everyone
they
does.
think happened is somebody flicked a lit cigarette into the tall grass and 73
Uh-huh.
cars burn up.
Mm-hmm.
73.
So you're on the little, hayride in the back of the property,
Yeah.
and you see all this smoke. And
Yeah.
you're like, and your car's
Yes,
gone.
yes. I can't even imagine my car burning up because I have stuff in it,
I know.
And then we were talking this weekend.
I have like important stuff in
Yeah,
my
no
car.
kidding, right? It makes me want to get everything out of my car all the time.
Yeah.
But what was amazing is no one was hurt. No one
Yep.
went to the hospital, nothing like that. Just 73 cars were lost.
Yeah.
We were talking this weekend, and people were like, well, if it was my truck, I'd probably try to go in and get it. And I'm like, my luck would be I'm parked right in the middle,
Yep. Oh, mine would be mine was the car that it
Yeah.
burnt up
Yeah,
first.
Sure.
And like,
I think I would be in the middle, and somebody would be like illegally blocked behind me or whatever.
exactly. And you had a free,
Yeah.
you had like
Yeah.
a free way
Yeah.
to get it out,
Yeah.
and someone's just parked
Somebody
behind
just
you.
parked behind me. That's what would happen.
Yep.
Okay, Parade of the Pecan. Here we go.
Please have something on it.
This is blank. I'm going to start bringing in LPs.
For real.
Well, I don't know exactly how much I'm going to get to share before I leave,
I'd say about 60
but if
minutes.
there is a time slot somewhere,
Time slot.
I will take a few moments sometime to talk about spiritual warfare
This is nuts.
I
in a
know.
little different light than
Case is
anybody else
crazy.
does, naturally.
It's like a clapper.
I
It
hate
is.
to be a parrot and say the same thing everybody else is saying, and so
Well, you can tell what kind of
I
people
usually
you've been
come at-
around. You know?
I
in my own
know.
angle and in my own way. So anyway, that's rumbling around in my head somewhere. So maybe that's a possibility. But I can tell you for sure one way to do spiritual warfare on Tuesday is to wake up in the morning
On
from
Tuesday.
the rising of the sun and say, "This is the day that the Lord has made."
Why on a Tuesday?
Is that right?
Maybe it's Halloween. For them,
October
it was
31st
Halloween.
is the day the Lord has made, just like any other day.
Just like any other day.
And from the rising of the sun till the going down of the same, his name is, let's hear that again,
Paul.
to be praised. And so the best thing we can do is every morning, really, but especially on that morning, wake up and say, "This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it."
There's just so much
We will be
religion around
glad in
here.
it.
I know.
Every time I see a little monkey face or some other kind of face going down the street, I will be glad in the day that
What?
the Lord has made.
Oh,
What does
It
that
is
mean?
His day,
A Halloween
and
costume.
it belongs to none else.
Oh, okay. A little monkey face.
That's what he chose.
Is that
Instead of
true
like
or
little
not?
kid dressed as a witch.
Yeah.
Do we give one day out of the year and say it's the devil's day? All 365 of them belong to the Lord
Or
Jesus
six.
Christ.
366
That, like,
every
I
once in a
should-
while.
I should send this to
on
this
Sunday,
gooch lady.
Monday,
You
Tuesday,
should.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Just compliments
January
of
through
Found Sound.
December, his name is to
See
be
what happens.
praised
Yeah.
because he is worthy of praise. If a bomb goes up in the street, Jesus does not cease to be worthy to be praised.
A bomb?
We don't have to stop and have silence for 30 minutes and quit praising Jesus just because somebody does something bad. He is still
talking
King
about
of
Oklahoma
Kings,
City
Lord of
bombing?
Lords,
I
Prince
don't
of
know.
Peace. He reigns in heaven as all is well.
I think the Oklahoma City
And when the
bombing
light
took
shines in
longer
the
than
darkness,
30 minutes.
the darkness cannot overcome it. And so we
Yeah.
take the offensive.
I think they're saying give it
we
like a
grab
moment of
the ball
silence.
in the devil's court and we turn around and we take it over into the other court. Right? There's no future in leaving the basketball down at this other end.
What?
What
Because
is he-
we're not allowed to make any points over here. And so we're going to take the rebound and we're going to grab what the enemy thought was going to be a victory and we're going to take it down the other court and we're
Okay.
going to make 2 points for Jesus.
2 points for
2
Jesus.
points for Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
And so
2
from
points
now
for Jesus.
until the
Why not 3
final
points?
echoing cry
Yeah.
of trick or treat or whatever goes on Tuesday night, I want you to begin a fast to where you're doing nothing but giving glory to Jesus
Did he say
Christ
fast?
and magnifying the Son of God, exalting Him and lifting Him up, and He will draw all men unto Him. Even the witchcraft doctors in Africa, when my folks went in there to preach, people were afraid of the witch doctors. They were afraid of witchcraft and the juju and all of the things that were going on.
told
And
the
they
witch
told my
doctor I
dad what he
was in
couldn't
love
do
with
and
you.
what he couldn't
Boom, boom,
say. And he said, I am not afraid of
Wow, witch doctors.
Wait, okay, what's
Not
this guy's
just
name?
witch doctors, but witchcraft doctors.
And he said, and juju.
And they're afraid of the juju. This guy's name is David Dodge.
David
Ministries of Mercy.
Dodge. Ministries.
Yeah. I want to get to the
Mercy.
parade of the pecan.
I know. I put Mercury.
David
Ministries
Mercury.
of Mercury.
We are the nuts. Do, 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 do. We are the nuts. Do, do, do.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Ministries of Mercury, Inc., a Texas corporation.
Yep, Utopia.
He did prison ministry.
Oh,
And Utopia. Have you seen the movie 7 Days in Utopia?
I have not.
Yeah, it's they shot it in Utopia.
Is it about this?
No, it's just about golf.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the kid from he's in Fast and Furious. I don't
Yeah.
remember. He's in a bunch of stuff like 90s movies too.
Mm.
This is weird. David Dodge, 1990. So this would make sense if he's talking about like bombings.
Yeah, it's about the right time, isn't it?
Yeah, like early 90s, mid 90s.
You see a monkey face right in the
Yeah.
street.
It's like of all the costumes you choose as a
Monkey face.
child to dress up as
Yeah.
a monkey.
I don't think that's real satanic either.
No,
When I see a kid as a monkey.
I'm sorry. I don't think anything is satanic. When
will
kids
grant
dress up
unto
as
this
Halloween.
people a mighty faith that will tear down the strongholds of the enemy, that will break down
Lord.
the
He
bars
has
of
gotten worked
wickedness,
up.
that would cause to melt all the opposition of the enemy, and that your people everywhere throughout this
I just
area
want to be like, sir, have you looked up like what Santa is based on?
Yeah. Oh, I bet this
You know-
guy's against Santa.
I bet he's not,
Really?
because he just thinks that Christmas is just a holy day.
I think
And
he's
he-
probably against everything.
I don't know. It's interesting when I hear like stuff like that and like at like churches they'll be
Yeah.
like Halloween's bad,
Yeah.
but then they'll have Santa,
Yeah.
like they're taking pictures with kids. I'm like, do you
Sure.
know who Santa is based on?
Or a bunny at Easter
Right.
or whatever.
And I'm like, Santa is based on someone who's like what eats children. Or
You
something?
talking about Krampus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Saint Nick and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, are we-
Hallelujah, hallelujah,
hallelujah.
hallelujah, hallelujah.
I bet there was some.
Did you hear that guy in the back? He went, oh, it sounds like he went, oh, Jesus. Here's the Kool-Aid man.
He's the Kool-Aid Jesus man.
Oh my God.
Tongues. Speaking in tongues. You ever been around anybody speaking in
My
tongues?
grandpa.
Really?
He was a Pentecostal preacher.
Oh, yeah.
I never heard him, but I've heard stories.
Oh, yeah. The angels come inside them.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
That's
I
what
don't know.
happens.
Well, I was talking to my
Come
mom.
on, Kate. Open your mind.
I was talking to my mom
Yeah.
about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I've been to she was like, I've been to one like full like Pentecostal like
Does your
church
mom
service."
believe in any of this stuff?
And speaking in tongues?
Well, any of that?
What do
Like
you
that
mean?
her dad did.
It's not her dad.
Oh, it's not
my
her
dad's,
dad, it's your dad's
It's
dad.
my dad's dad.
Got it. How about your dad? Does he believe in any of it?
I think so. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. We go
At
around and
least
around.
15 years ago.
But they did a
15 years ago, he thought the world was bad.
who?
I don't know. 15 years ago. Let's see if we can find out who he's
But
talking about.
There's and they did like a study, and it was like a certain part of your brain lights up when you speak in tongue, and
Oh,
it's
sure.
it's interesting. Like they did a
I
whole
think it's
study.
probably the creativity part because
Yeah.
you're making stuff up on the fly.
I think so. I
Going
think
to be a
it's,
beautiful year. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, right?
he has an old
This
voice.
is a good beginning for us.
Like he has like
a new beginning, a
1980s,
January
90s
for anybody
voice.
who can accept it and believe it now. Hallelujah. A beginning.
January.
A beginning. What a time to begin a brand
By the way, dude, our months and days, we just kind of made them up.
We made up like time.
It's not like January is actually a new start for anything.
Yeah. It's
Because
just,
in other parts of the world, nope, not so much.
yeah, it's just like dates and time and like
I love how these people go by whatever America does. That's not it. That doesn't represent the entire world.
well, it's just like I mean this conversation also happened last week with a couple of different people. How like we were talking about organized religion and how it was like there's difference between like it's being like spiritual and then being like religious.
Yeah, sure.
And then like organized religions are like what 99% of the time man. One man goes,
Oh yeah,
who wants to follow me? This is what I believe. Here's my interpretation.
it's just short of a cult. It really is. It's just short of a cult.
Because like they'll deem certain groups or certain whatever a cult, and it's like, but it's the same idea as of religion.
It is.
It's
It is.
one person going, here's my ideas and ideology. Who wants to follow me in it?
The reason I say it's just short of a cult is because they don't get everybody to live in a commune and things like that. You know, that is the next step.
Yeah. It's like here, you're going to have church neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my house was Branch Davidians built
Was it really?
So the street that our new house is on,
Yeah.
the Branch Davidian built them, or they were built for the Branch Davidian in 56, 57. Wow. And then the city was like,
Yeah.
maybe this isn't a good idea.
Mm.
And then they pretty much was like, y'all can't live here.
Yeah.
And so they sold them to just average families who weren't involved.
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
So, so I'm like, oh, nice.
Let's see if we can figure out who he was talking about.
Yeah.
We'd like people be saved on the hallowed evening of God, and we can begin to pray that salvation will come to people on that day, and their new birth would be on the hallowed evening that God has set apart for himself.
What?
That God
January
has set
1st?
apart for himself.
Are they talking about?
Hallelujah. Maybe
Do you
the
hear it in the
parable of
background?
Pecan would fit.
Yeah, it sounds weird in the background. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
it's-
we're hearing from the other side.
Maybe it sounds like someone's going being like, help.
in here.
Let's see.
I found a way to fit it in, so we might go ahead and fit it in. It was many years ago that I sat in a church in Uvalde,
It's like speaking.
Uvalde.
Oh,
and the preacher
that's not far from
began
Utopia.
to speak. It was
Oh.
probably at least 15 years ago.
Okay, so it's a preacher in
15
Uvalde.
years ago, he thought the world was bad.
I stopped the world with you.
And he was talking about all the bad that was going on in the world, and all the evil that was getting greater and greater. And he just kept going on and on and on, and I just kept getting lower and lower and lower. And finally I thought, oh, we might as well give up. It's all over with. The devil is getting stronger and worse and worse, and And deceivers are waxing worse and worse. And
Waxing.
it was such a gloomy picture that I was just getting totally down.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, God, what's the answer to all of this? And you wouldn't believe what God showed me.
It's like subliminal
Maybe
messages
you would.
in the background.
Yeah.
I'm speaking in tongue.
He showed me a pecan.
Fantastic.
He shows me a pecan.
All right, so we got to the pecans. All right, so everybody belt in. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now is the pecan parade. Mm-hmm.
Of the pecans.
Yeah.
In the middle of the service, the man is preaching, you understand, and God gives me a picture of a pecan. And so we're going to have a test like we did Sunday, all right? I want to see, this is different. It's going to be a color test, all right?
Written test.
Now, you all know what this is, right? What is this? One answer. All right.
Someone said green's the color.
I just
Green
confused
color.
you all. You didn't know whether I was asking for pecan or the color. All right, what is it?
Green's
All right.
color.
All right, green. What does green speak of?
Money.
Life. That's the correct answer.
Nope, it's life.
Green always speaks of life.
It's always
That's
life.
a symbol of life. Wherever green is, usually there's life.
Look, there's life in this tape.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Right
So
here, 'cause it's
what
green.
do you see then?
That tape was blank.
You see life there, right? All right?
There's a baby.
Now, I
The
was
baby's
going
like,
to
"Get me
use
outta
an
here."
illustration, and
The
last
baby's
week
the
I
only
brought
one
all
in the
my
room that knows
pecans,
best.
Mm-hmm.
and I just saved them. They were in the back seat of the car. And
Uh-huh.
they were green last week. I wasn't expecting for them to change color so quick.
You didn't
I don't know
realize
what I
that
thought. I
green
just
pecans
thought
turn
they
into
would
brown
still be there
pecans?
just like they were. But they weren't. They all changed, and they lost all of the greenness.
Well,
Some of the life went out,
greenness.
didn't it?
That's what happens.
In 1 week's
I mean,
time, all those green pecans that I had last week, they lost their form of life.
huh?
Well,
He rolling pecans
The
around on a
world
table.
You see these
Has
pecans?
or had
He's dropping them off
a
the
form
stage.
of life at one
Hitting guys in
time.
the head.
Wake up, buddy.
Natural life,
Wake
at
up,
least,
baby up.
right? And they have what they
singing
call is
On the other
life.
side, it's singing.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I can't take any more
Yeah.
of that. But.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn it over.
It
This
sounds
is
like
about
he's
in the middle.
singing in, almost like in tongues.
Oh, wonder-working power
Oh,
in
no.
the precious blood of the Lamb.
That guy.
Oh, man.
There's power in the blood.
I have been in so many of these services. Wonderful power in the blood. There's power, wonder-working power.
So
Okay.
funny.
All right. Well, we've all been to church.
Wow.
We go to church a lot on this show.
Wow. So, the Ministries of Mercy, this person, this
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So their last tax filing was in, it's a Christian nonprofit organization in
Sure it
Utopia,
is. Of course
whose
it is.
mission is prison ministry.
Right.
So their most recent tax filing is in 2018.
Neat.
Yeah. It
Huh.
says their total assets are worth $2,302
Where are you seeing that?
on causeIQ.com.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And their total expenses, okay, their total revenue $39.90.
$3,990.
Total expenses $5,277. Total assets $2,302. And their number of employees 1.
It's just him.
Deborah Dodge is the secretary,
Oh, it's got to be his wife.
and then Debbie Dodge is the president.
Isn't that the same person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but listen to this. Deborah Dodge, secretary, compensation 0. Johnny Ruiz, vice president, compensation 0. Debbie Dodge, president, compensation $1,751. Jason Dodge, secretary and treasurer, compensation $0. David Dodge, president, compensation $14,400.
Oh, my goodness. His went way up.
Uh-huh.
Man, how can they're so in the hole. How can they,
I don't
the money's
know.
disappearing.
You can literally look at their
Too many
fiscal,
pecans.
their a link to their PD. You can look at their like 990 IRS form.
Oh, my God.
On this website.
That doesn't seem right. Wait, if they're a church,
It's like a nonprofit form. They have to.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
A short form, return of organization exempt from income tax.
So they don't have to pay any tax.
Of course
which
not.
is gross, by the way.
Oh.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say churches should pay tax.
They fall into the same category as Jeff Bezos.
You tell me this. Why? Well, that's a whole other conversation.
I know.
But tell me this. Why can't we institute just a flat tax? That way everybody pays based on whatever you buy, right? Drug dealers pay it. People that are not citizens pay it. Churches pay it.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That just seems logical.
You would
But
think.
I guess I answered my own question.
But yeah, because like, so, I mean, if anyone wants to not pay income tax, they can just
You can just start a church.
Just start a church.
Yeah. You would think that maybe it's a little tougher these days, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. You can just go nonprofit. We're a church and we raise money for the animals.
The animals.
Yeah, I don't know.
We want the animals.
Yeah, and it's just like.
All right, we got to get out of here. We've gone through 4 tapes. I'm gonna get us out. I'm gonna get us out.
They went to Kenya to provide pastoral training.
Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe, but he moved to Florida.
Of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's raising money for the Gators.
For the Gators.
All right, let's get out of here on a positive note.
Yeah.
There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Oh my God.
All
I
right,
love
Kate, it was fun.
Yeah, that was
Always.
a wild ride, as always.
You got a busy couple of weeks ahead.
I do.
All right. Well, have fun.
Yeah, we'll see what
Do
I
your
find
best.
and bring back, and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Until I look back and see how deep my valley, how high the hill, and each step nearer to eternity. I know not what my future holds.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach,
And I'm Mike.
and we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros Foes Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. Check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't rap, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.